The Terrifier films are some of the most violent and unusual pieces of media I've ever seen. I remember many moons ago I watched All Hallows Eve, which, as far as I know, was the original Art the Clown short films edited together with some additional footage for one, and an overarching story about a haunted VHS tape in between segments, with one new segment about an alien, and even then it still referenced Art the Clown in it. I don't remember anything about the film, but apparently it was okay. At least okay enough for a short attention span young me to not skip through it constantly. Other than that though, I don't really have an interest in watching it again, which is only increased by these two fucking films. I think it's important to remember these films are clearly some kind of homage to early slasher and video nasty films. They're clearly low budget, the acting ranges from okay to really wooden and bad, it has a slightly authentic film look to it, they have instantly iconic and recognizable villain and female lead characters, and they're both very, 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 very gory and violent. The first film barely even has a story and more so acts as an excuse for Art the Clown to do creepy and nasty things to his victims, most of which are female. I might as well get it out of the way now. Art is fucking creepy, but also kind of funny, which I'm pretty sure is intentional. David Howard Thornton does an incredible job, homaging the likes of Freddy, Michael, Jason, and even Chaplin with his physical performance, making not one noise with his mouth and expressing all emotions through his face, arms, legs, and torso, and it works brilliantly. A lesser actor couldn't bring such a character to life for about 3.5 hours worth of films, and he's iconic. He's an instantly recognizable classic horror movie villain. But when I walk away thinking about Terrifier 1, I don't give one single shit about the characters or the story. Well, they're not the worst characters in movies, the writing just isn't that great. But I'm also thinking about the atmosphere and the genuinely intense violence, particularly the now infamous hacksaw scene. Also, I'm really impressed by a genuinely cool prop that gave me a revelation after watching the diner scene. Halloween 28, you fucking copycat.
Seriously gonna affect my safety.
Terrifier 2 still isn't perfect, but it makes a great effort to top the original film, and it is better. The characters, namely the final girl Sienna, are way better. The writing is not great still, but a little better. The directing is better, the story is still a little far-fetched, but at least it tries to have an actual story with an emotional core. The colour palette is more pleasant to look at. It's a bit more weird and surreal. And not just the kills, but also the general depiction of gore are both far more violent and unique. And I can't say I didn't struggle to look away. The bedroom scene still makes my hand feel weird just thinking about it, and the final shot of the movie is genuinely disturbing. This film reached 430% of its intended goal on Indiegogo, plus additional funds from private investors, so I'm not surprised they doubled down. And it's a hit! $11 million on a $250,000 budget plus additional unspoken funds. That's just like Halloween back in 1978, a surprise slasher hit. It's one of the most successful Indiegogo campaigns ever launched and completed, and I'm excited to buy it on DVD just to say I have Art the Clown's killer sequel in my possession. I will say it isn't flawless. I think I'm with everyone when I say it could have been trimmed by at least a few minutes, especially to help the pacing in the final couple of scenes, which felt a little drawn out in my opinion. But this is still a grotesquely gory, slightly comical slasher flick that helps keep faith in the horror genre alive, which is really cool to me, although I won't say it had me puking or fainting. Fucking exaggerators. If I could compare the films to anything, I'd probably compare them to the Manhunt games. You know, another media product that's controversy was greatly exaggerated because of its violence and proven to be a false connection to an actual murder in real life, even being banned in various countries or, in the second game's case, being unsubmitted for classification altogether. Like Manhunt, the second is far more violent than the first. They have very loyal cult followings, they each have these nihilistic atmospheres with occasional dark scenes of humour. And, most interestingly, they both cause one to question the fine line between nastiness and entertainment, and how ultimately it's our choice if the things we consume are consumed in the first place. They're not thought-provoking, but they're interesting, and I like them.